Today we're reviewing one of the most talked about, anticipated, speculated rackets. It almost broke the internet. It's been all over the Pro Tour. This is the Wilson Defyer Pro 98. This racket is engineered for spin from tip to grip. It's got an airfoil bumper designed to cut through the air to increase the swing speed. Torque shaft designed again, maximize the spin potential of the racket. Parallel drilling for consistent response. Dual taper beam, has lateral bending. It's designed for you to grip it and rip it. Let's check it out.
In terms of power versus control with this racket, I definitely noticed some good pop coming off this frame. Kind of has that medium to stiff type of feel to it, so I was getting some easy in and out with the ball off the string bed. Now in terms of controlling it, I thought it did a pretty good job. The string spacing is nice and open, but I didn't feel like the ball was like too flighty or launching on me, something I noticed with like a V-Core 98. So I thought it had a good blend of giving me that easy power, easy launch angle, but still controlled the ball from the baseline.
There was a lot of put-away power from the 98 Pro. There were times when I was well behind the baseline and I could really drive through the ball and get winners off of it. So good power, but I think the power to control ratio is really well done in this frame. I could still go for the angles, I could still hit the shots that I really liked. So really liked the power to control ratio on the 98 Pro.
I thought this racket had a really nice blend of power and control. I think if you're a blade player, this racket's gonna offer a little bit more power than you'll find in those blades, which I really appreciated, but it didn't really sacrifice too much control. I feel like I was still really able to hit my targets really well, thanks to that 16x20 string pattern.
This racket's engineered for spin, but it also offers some useful power. Found it really easy to put the ball away with this racket, but the power level was controllable too. I never felt like I was overhitting. You could really feel the ball sit on the strings, got some nice dwell time out of it. So for me, it's a really nice blend of power and control.
I was really impressed with the level of spin I was able to get with this racket. Spin is a really big part of my game, and when I was looking at my Zenith data, I was getting a little under 2,000 RPMs on my forehand, which is really good. I felt like I was able to really attack with this one and get my balls to get a lot of topspin and dip inside the court, and really just still get a penetrating shot while still hitting with plenty of spin.
Talking about that string spacing here on this 16x20 pattern, the cross strings are very spaced apart. So for me, this one actually plays more like a openly spaced 16-19. Easy launch angle, easy lift. Anytime I was hitting at the baseline on the run, I could get the ball to lift over the net. Really easy cross-court shots. So spin potential was great. With the Zenith data, I think I hit some of my top numbers on the forehand, even more than the Head Speed Tour.
Not surprisingly, I found a ton of spin out of this Defyer Pro 98. I like the way the ball sat on the string bed. I could really carry it through on my backhand slice. I felt like I had good depth control, good spin control with that shot. And then on my top spin shots too, I really liked moving forward, attacking those short balls. I could get it up and over the net quickly, getting lots of rotation to get that ball dipping inside the lines.
This racket is very, very fast. Has a lot of whip ability here. The swing weight coming in right around 320, some of these even a little bit lower. Just really, really easy to maneuver. On the positive side for how fast it felt when I came to net, it still had really good stability. It held up well against hard hitters. So I think it's very stable for how fast it is. I would add weight for plow through, but stability was pretty good.
It is a bit too head-light for my liking, so I would like to add a bit of weight. This racket travels through the air really quickly for me, and so that as well added to the unstable nature of the frame. Anytime I hit off of the center, it tends to wobble as well. So I think it's still stable for most people. For me, I would be adding a little bit more weight just to counteract the head-lightness and also add a little bit more plow through.
Like the other playtesters have mentioned, this racket is very user-friendly, very whippy. I really like to generate a lot of racket head speed, especially on my forehand side, and this racket allows me to do so. And as far as the stability goes, I thought it was really good, especially for its balance and for its swing weight. I did find though, up at net, I did have some torsional instability issues when I was mishitting shots. I was just finding it the racket to flutter a little bit more than I would have liked.
I've hit this racket side by side with the Defyer 100, and this one definitely has a softer, plusher feel than that racket compared to other kind of power spin friendly 98s. I think it sits right in there. It's got a nice comfortable response, good feel, good connectivity to the ball, had nice touch on my volleys. So yeah, I feel pretty dialed in with this one.
I really do like the feel of this frame. It feels like it's a little bit more flexible at the throat and then it stiffens up here, but it's kind of feeling like the RS01 Pro that I use, so getting used to it was really easy and I do like the feel of it. I also want to add a leather grip on here, so we'll see how that works out. But overall, really do like the feel of this frame.
In terms of feel with this racket, as I mentioned earlier, definitely kind of that medium to kind of slightly stiff layup is what I felt like on contact. But the saving grace here, and also what I've noticed with Wilson Pro Lab rackets, it felt like there was some foam inside the frame, some of that really nice dampening. So even though it has that modern kind of firmness and backbone to the racket, anytime I was making contact, the dampening inside this frame was really good. So I thought it had a plushness to it.
When I first saw the final version of the Defyer Pro 98, I was really surprised by the bright red cosmetic because all the Pro stock ones we'd seen were in that sleek all black look, but I love it. Out in the sunlight, it glistens. I love the glossy paint. I enjoy the spin capability of the racket. Feels nice and comfortable. Really had a good time with this one. I'd maybe add a little bit of tip weight just to improve that plow through and stability, but overall, really fun racket for me to play test.
Overall, I really do like the frame. Like I said, there are a few customization ideas I have for it already. If I had to compare it to a frame that already exists, it would be my RF01 Pro in terms of the control and power ratio. But the spin itself, I would be comparing to the V-Core lines from Yonex or even the Extreme lines from Head. I think this racket is a really good frame. I think Wilson is doing a really good job with the spin lineup, so I'm excited to see how this does in everybody else's hands.
Overall, I can see why there's so many players on the tour that are trying this frame out. It gives you that competitive advantage over like a classic kind of blade filling racket. Easy pop, easy spin, but still has some good plushness and dampening. Still can control the ball well. When I first saw the cosmetic, I thought it was a little much, but it's definitely growing on me when it shines out there in the sun. And for me, I would just add a little bit of weight for plow through. I also would like to try a ½ inch longer version, but overall, I think it's a really fun racket to play with.
Overall, I was really impressed with this racket. I think a lot of people, based on the specs, will compare it to a Babolat Pure Aero 98, and those rackets are very comparable in my opinion. I think the Pure Aero 98 is going to give you a little bit more free power, a little bit more spin, but this one offers better feel, I think, and more control. But both rackets are great for the intermediate on-up level player that likes to attack with spin. For this playtest, we strung up the Defyer 98 Pro with a variety of Lexilon strings, but today we have it strung up with Alu power at 52 pounds. For more information about this racket or anything tennis related, make sure you go to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.